My name is Angel Diaz. I am the CEO of Allegient Defense, and I run the company's day-to-day operations here in Arlington, Virginia, in support of our wonderful clients within the federal government. You know, I think, and I read this quote the other day, and I couldn't, it came up on my LinkedIn, and when I try to go back so I can screenshot it, I lost it, right? So I'm not gonna verbalize it correctly. But it's something like, you become the person that you wish you had around you, right? And I think in my case, I lacked the mentorship that I wish I had, right? And because of that, you know, I always gravitate towards mentoring folks because I didn't have it, right? So, you know, it's not for everyone. I mean, I don't know, it's just in me, right? It's just in my natural being, right? I can't explain it necessarily, but I do know that early on, right, I lacked that mentorship. Luckily, I was able to find my way, thank God, right? But a lot of folks end up chasing their tails and never finding their ways, finding their way. You know, one of the most satisfying things for me is how I can change people's lives with a 15-minute conversation. I have changed the trajectory of people's lives in 15 minutes. All they needed was a few words. And to me, that's very rewarding, right? Especially with younger folks, right? Because oftentimes, like me, maybe they didn't have the mentorship or the guidance, or there wasn't anybody around them doing something that they wanted to do. And they just don't know what they don't know, right? So in my experience, right, I can always sense it, right? When folks are looking for, they don't know what they're looking for, but they're looking for something. And they don't know what they're looking for because they can't verbalize it because they don't know what they don't know, right? So I got a good sense, like I can sense that, right? You know, I try to speak from experience. Again, a lot of folks just speak out of, right, they're self-proclaimed experts, right? So I'm not saying anything to you today that I haven't done personally. It's based on my experience, right? So again, there's multiple ways to skin the cat. I'm just giving you my perspective and my opinion based on my experience, right? So for me, you know, just being able to impact someone's life, not just young folks. I've had conversations with older folks too. It's never too late to start something new, right? Or just, there are no limitations, right? The question is, how early do you want to find your passion? How early do you want to, you know, start doing what it is that you want to do, right? The earlier you start, the better off you're going to be, right? Because you have time to recuperate from failures, right? You know, so going back to your question, right? I think mentoring is just part of who I am. There's probably some kind of cognitive thing that makes me be that way because I probably didn't have the mentorship that I wanted when I was a kid. So that's probably why. I'm sure if I sat down with a psychologist, they could probably tell you exactly why. That's my speculation.